And I think you could easily imagine a situation where we are all unhappy with what's happening, but we're all unwilling to take individual action, sufficient individual action, to add up to what needs to be done collectively.
A much more potent whole.
That being the case, these things have to be done politically. They have to be done by governments.
Yeah.
And governments don't do things like this out of the goodness of their hearts because it inconveniences people.
Yes.
And often inconveniences moneyed people.
Right.
And
particularly on the front end.
Yes, absolutely. And so these are issues that have to be taken up by people and put pressure on their governments. And, you know, if you believe in the democratic process, then voting for people who will do something about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in those ways we are sort of moving too fast collectively. But at the same time, I think that you can credit technology and, you know, the newest waves of technology with actually kind of helping, because these are problems that have come about because of, you know, 19th and 20th century technology.
Right, exactly. What are becoming increasingly outdated technologies.
Right, and the ability to, you know, find out what it is exactly that we're doing that's making things worse. Technology is helping us do that.
Yeah,
and
it
certainly
really is.
Communication technology is helping people get in touch with each other and, you know, try and form, you know, enough sufficient collective opinion to get something done about it.
I do think it's the answer, and I know you have a couple Luddites out there who are like, no, you know, technology is the beast. But technology is language. You know, technology is script. You know, that's technology as well. Your dishes, your spoons. This is all technology. So technology is, it runs hand in hand with humankind. I don't think it's the beast. I just think it needs to be, as humans do, shaped.
Absolutely.
You know, just shaped. You know, we are experiencing, as always, the formative years. You know, we refer to the formative years as the 5, 7, 9, so on. But really, I mean, was last year any less formative for you than when you were 6? Doubt it.
Right.
I mean, for me, arguably, it's been my formative years really began to take root in my own greater sense of self. You know, once I hit 20, you know, and things got real wacky after that. So I think it's important that people embrace and I think it's cool to see, like, Grandpa, who is you know, real cool guy, but very conservative. He picked up the latest Camry, which is a hybrid, the Camry hybrid. And it's good to see people who are very reserved, embrace things for their own reasons. And I think that's the important thing. I think a lot of the people who say, no, it's bull, you know, it's part of the cycle, y'all are just blah, you know. Because I don't understand why I don't think people have problems with nature, and I don't think that they're looking for nature to die. No. But they love their plastic. You know, could you double sack that already in plastic milk? You know, it's just a little much. Yeah. You know, I don't think they hate nature. I just don't think they're thinking about it too much. Everything's automatic here in the States, and also they're jiving against the reasoning of people they dislike anyway. Don't listen to my reasons, but find your own and work with technology and nature in a way that is constructive for us all. And when I say us all, I mean Earth. Let's band together, people. And I know it sounds totally kumbaya, but at this point, in large part because of technology and communication services, we're just smaller. We're closer than ever.
Absolutely.
And it just makes a lot of sense to just kind of realize that we're in a privileged position in mankind's history to just kind of maybe hold hands a little more often. And maybe not just for the photo opportunity that it presents, you know? And I think we're getting there. You know, I really do think we're getting there. I'm pretty hopeful about it, actually.
I do, again, to think about time and pace and those issues. I do think I follow at least a partially progressive view of history. I do think that we are making progress.
Yeah.
As bad as things are right now, they've always been worse. Basically.
I like that.
I mean, with a few exceptions.
Yeah, I mean, with the 80s at the, you know. Yeah, the 80s, I like the 80s.
Of course, and of course, not every year, every decade is better than the one before it.
Sure.
But
right,
gradually things are getting better, thanks to a lot of hard work and sacrifice by a lot of people.
And foresight.
and foresight.
That's something that I worry about our generation. You know, I think our generation is one of the most complacent, not just because our folks were so successful, but perhaps their folks were so successful that they just kind of kept us all alive, and so we've become really complacent. My problem with that is not only can we perhaps not stand on our own 2 feet, but we're using a lot of the resources that our great-great-great-great-grandfolks wanted us to give to our family down the line. We're using those up and not generating our own.
It's true. We don't save.
We don't.
In fact, we have negative savings in this country.
And you're speaking statistically.
On average.
Right.
The average American is saving $0. It's actually negative.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
But that's not a permanent thing, obviously.
Right.
And
It can't be.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah, exactly. It can't be. You can't
And
work
in
that.
some ways it's self-correcting, although the correction is extremely painful.
Yeah.
But, you know, that aside, yeah, we're not saving, it's true. It's not that we don't work as hard, though, either. We work a lot.
We do.
We sleep less.
America specifically, not just the West. America
specifically.
works a lot.
We have long working hours. We don't sleep very much. We sleep, this is another thing about the pace of life. And now I can't remember where the baseline was, but it turns out that now on average we're sleeping like an hour less than we were even less than a generation ago. I want to say it was like 10 years ago or something.
Whoa, something ridiculous.
That's
unreasonable.
That's a huge number. An hour is a lot.
Yes, it is. Yes,
considering
it is.
that, you know, doctors tell us that if you sleep on average less than 7 or more than 9 hours a night, you'll die younger.
Yes. Yeah,
For-
and that's
for whatever reason.
common knowledge.
Right. We're not sleeping very much.
No.
And it sort of does
I'm not.
go back
as
to
much as I should.
I don't sleep as much as I should either, and it's not that I don't need sleep. Some people don't.
Yeah, I've heard there are people who can make it.
Yeah, some people can make it with a bit less, you know, 5, 6, 7 hours. Some people can make it with a lot less. Some people
That's incredible.
can't sleep more than 3 or 4 hours at a time, although they're rare.
And I hope unusually productive.
Yeah, right, and they're not unhappy.
Yeah, right.
I guess in theory that they wouldn't have it any other way.
Right.
But yeah, you know, it's a weird, kind of hectic life. There was a poem that I don't read poetry. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I wish I did, but I don't. There was a poem that was quoted in the Stephen King book, which I do read.
Okay. All right.
Read a lot of Stephen King.
Hey, one hand holds the other. All right.
Yeah, so I'm hoping this is actually a real poem.
It is.
And not a poem and a poet that he made up. Stephen Dobbins, I think, was the name of the poet.
Okay.
And the line from the poem was, each thing I do, I hurry through so I can get to something else.
Yeah.